Hi and welcome back to my channel for another reformer workout. Today we're going to be using the box, and today my little buddy Toby is going to be joining us. So we're going to be using the box today, and that's about it for our prop. But we will start with the box on and bar up and a medium spring. So for me on this Pilates Reformer, that is one blue spring. And Toby's going to want to bring me his carrot. So we're going to start hands and knees on the box, just resting those legs. Your feet might touch that foot bar, and if you want, you can move your stopper away so you're not touching that foot bar. We're just going to start with a nice cat-cow. So arching the belly and the back, and then pressing and rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone. Keeping your breath moving throughout this range of motion and easing into out of a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. So not forcing anything that's not feeling good for your body today. Staying supported through the hands and the shoulders. We'll do one more each direction. And then we're going to find our neutral spine. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, pulling the abdominals in and wide. You're going to take your left foot to the bar, right leg is just relaxing. Just a very gentle press on this light spring. And all I want you to do is press with the left leg. So I don't want any extra pressing happening from that left knee. So what that would look like is if once you press away, you start doing this with your right knee. So we don't want that to happen. Just starting to get some range of motion through the left hip, the left knee, and the left ankle. If you need to adjust where that right knee is sitting, you may do that as well. And getting a little bit more pressure through that left hand to start feeling the left side of the body turn on. Looking straight down between your hands. Now if at any point you need to come onto your forearms, that's fine too. I know this can get a little bit risky at times. Got a couple more here. Beautiful. And then we're going to let that left knee come down and we're going to work into the right leg. So getting heavier through that right wrist, adjusting that left knee if needed. And then feeling range of motion through the right hip, knee, and ankle. Last 4. Feeling those shoulders work. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Good, you're going to bring it in and just come to kneeling, and you're just going to roll out those wrists, roll out the shoulders a little bit. Shake that out. We're going to reach for the straps. So carefully reaching for the straps, hooking them on, making sure they're not twisted. We're going to come on to our stomachs. Now, for this one, you might want to bring the bar down like a notch or two so that your legs aren't getting in the way. And you're laying on your stomach. So the way I like to lay is chest off, ribs on. And then I loop my hands through the strap, and I typically grab onto the white part of the rope. Now if you want more tension, you could add a white spring or just jump to one heavy spring. You're tucking your tailbone to set up that neutral spine, and you should feel your pubic bone get heavy into that box. Energize through the legs, looking straight down, shoulders down away from the ears, and you're going to start to pull your arms up to your hips. And then back down. If you want more tension, you can just pull up on the rope a little bit more. Working through a nice range of motion through the shoulders. Keep tucking that tailbone totally. Now, if you feel comfortable, as you pull the arms, you can reach your chest and collarbones up and then flatten as you return those arms. Just making sure you're not extending through the neck too much here. Squeezing the backs of the shoulders, trying to keep that tailbone tucked still. And down. Good, you're gonna do one more. Hold those arms by your side, you're just bending at the elbows for 10. Keeping the upper arm in line with your ribs. 8 more. 7. 5. 2. And last one. Let those arms come by your side and just hooking those straps back on to the hooks. You're going to come back up to kneeling, and you're going to take that left strap and place it around your left foot. So for this one, I like to come down to my forearms. Right knee under right hip, and we're just going to go into a nice hip extension here by bending the knee. We're going to aim for about 10. Now, if you can see how my rope is rubbing against the box, if you need to come over to the side of it, that's fine. You might feel it rub up against your arm a little bit too. Keeping that foot flexed, abdominals on, heavy through the left forearm. You're definitely going to feel your glutes and your core after this workout. And naturally, like every instructor, I've lost count, so let's do 3 more. And last one. Bring that knee in. Strap comes off. And then we're going to reach right for the other side. Right strap comes around the right foot, right around the arch of the foot, back to the forearms. If you need to inch over to the right a little bit more, you can. And then for about 10, pressing in and out. Breathing. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending that knee, taking your foot out of the strap, and then just coming to sitting at the edge of the box. Now for this next one, I'm going to get my straps ready because we're going to come back to them, but I'm going to try a red spring, so 1 heavy spring. If this ends up feeling a little bit too tough, just come down to a blue and a white or just a blue. We're going to warm up the back muscles a little bit here and just sitting comfortably. Sitting on your sitting bones, growing really tall, just a nice row. So this is going to feel quite light at first. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades and release. Squeeze and release. Looking straight ahead. Thank you, Toby. Toby will strategically put his carrot in the most inconvenient spot so that you have to throw it. And if anyone's ever been to one of my classes in person, they have been a victim to this. You're going to keep going. I'm going to throw Toby's carrot. Now when you get into a nice rhythm, we're going to go into a single arm row, so alternating. Now the arm that's in front is going to stay energized and reaching forward, and the other arm is going to pull back. So you're squeezing that shoulder blade but reaching in opposition with the other arm. So I don't want to see like an arm that's flimsy in front. Both have lots of energy through them. Nice job. Now we can start adding a bit of a rotation. So like that bow and arrow, one arm's going to stay energized, you pull and you rotate. We'll do 10 total, 5 per side. Don't let that arm get sloppy. Stay energized. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to scoop my bum just a little bit more forward because I am going to come to lay down on this box at some point. Knees are going to stay bent, straps in the hand. You're going to start to tuck that tailbone to come into a roll down. And just going as far as you feel comfortable, but keep that chest wide. If you want to get flat, you can, and then tuck your chin using your abdominals to scoop up. And scooping back down. Taking your time here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our knuckles together. We're going to start to roll back. You're going to reach your arms up, tuck your chin, and come to sitting. We're just going to do 5 like this. Roll back, bring your arms with you, reach, tuck your chin, and come up. We've got 3 more. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful job. We're going to take our straps and place them down. We're going to keep the box where it is, but we're going to come back to a blue spring and bring that bar all the way up. So we're going to come onto forearms here. So if a blue spring feels too light, you're going to add a white spring, or you can go to a red spring. So more springs will give you more support. Less springs will make this harder. So harder would be a white spring. So you're coming onto your forearms. Your toes are on that bar. You're going to find the abdominal support and carrot. You're going to get heavy through those toes to hover the knees. You're shooting out into a plank. You're coming into a pike. You come back down into your plank. You tuck your knees in. You press back out. You plank up. You plank back down. Sorry, that was supposed to mean pike. So you're going between a plank and a pike and a tuck. So you pike up, you plank down, you tuck in. You plank out, you pike up, and tuck. Staying supported through those shoulders. Your hips, your shoulders, your knees, your core, everything should feel pretty warmed up. We're doing 1 more of each. Good. Coming in and just sitting back into a child's pose here. And just letting your breath come back. And then when you're ready, you're going to sit up. And we are going to take the box to the side of the carriage on 1 red spring. So, okay, so the positioning of this box is going to kind of depend on comfort, and you might have to play around with this a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I want both of my hands to be on this box and my foot to be on the shoulder rest. So I'll bring my right knee over. Both hands are going to be kind of closer to that left corner. And we're going into a single leg press. So as soon as I do this, I feel like maybe my knee is too far into my chest. So I'm just going to bring that box up a little bit more. You might feel the opposite, so you might want to bring your box back. So it'll just take a little bit of adjusting. Hands under shoulders, right knee under hip. We're just going to press. So extending that left leg. If you want more tension, feel free to add more tension. So staying fully supported with both hands. Again, if you need to come to forearms, that's fine. But when you're ready, we're going to start going into like a bird dog type of motion. So bringing one arm forward and then bringing it back in. We're going to try it for 10. This is 9, 8, 3, last 2, last 1. We are going to layer on, but if you need to give that wrist a shake, you take a moment there. We're going to do the same motion where we reach the arm, but now when we bend it, we bring opposite elbow to knee, and then we reach. We straighten out as we press. We reach with that right arm, we bend and tuck in, we reach long. Let's go for 5 more. 4, elbow comes to knee. 3, 2, and 1. From here, both forearms come to the box. We press left leg long. We're going for another 10 here. You have 2 options. You can keep pressing that carriage out, and as the carriage kind of comes in, your left leg stays straight, and you hover the right knee, so you can stick to that, or you can come fully into a nice pike and rest that knee back down. You're going for 10. Keeping that left leg straight. Using that resistance in the carriage to help pop you up. Last 5. Last 3. 2. And last 1. And then bring that carriage in. We are going to go right to the other side. So you're taking that box and bringing it right over, and then finding that comfortable position for you. Okay, so we're setting up that box. And I apologize if my microphone sounds different. My other one died, so this one kind of makes me sound like a robot, so I apologize. I will get that fixed. Now, both hands are coming to the right corner, left knee under left hip, right foot on that carriage against the shoulder rest. Just starting with 10 nice leg presses. Finding support through shoulder blades. Looking straight down at the floor. And 3 more, you're going to begin to add that left arm reach. After this one, can we try and go for about 10? And 3 more, we add rotation. Good, we bring in opposite knee to elbow for 10. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, shake out the wrist. That definitely felt very wristy for me. We are going to come onto forearms next, and we're going to do that plank to pike or just the knee hover for about 10 reps. So forearms onto the box, pressing that carriage back, and going at your own pace for 10. Last 3, 2, Last one. And bringing that carriage all the way in. And then from here, we are going to go to 2 red springs and laying on our backs. So nice articulating bridges. So getting heavy through back, so the shoulder blades heavy through the feet. So feet can be about hip width or a little bit wider if that's comfortable for you. You're going to tuck that tailbone, peel up into that bridge, reaching long through the thighs, feeling the hips open, and then coming all the way back down. And inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl that tailbone, reach the hips up, and slowly lowering back down. Now hands can stay by your side or they can come up. If you want less support, just make sure you keep your breath fluid. Trying your best to keep that carriage closed. We're going to do 3 more. Last one. And then coming all the way down, swaying those knees side to side. Taking both feet to the bar, so ball of the foot on the bar, toes wrapped around. Just a slow press away like you're standing tall into the bar. Heels dropped right below the toes, bending the knees back in. Pull the abdominals in. You're allowed a small space in your low back. You want to make sure your hip bones are level with pubic bone. Good, you're going to press all the way out, keeping your left foot on the bar, and if you need to bring it more in the middle, you can. Right leg to tabletop, going into a single leg press. Good, now the next time we come down, you're going to reach that right leg over the bar for a 10. Comes back to tabletop. We've got 9 more. Last 4. Good, last one, you press out, reach that right leg long, flex both feet, so one foot's dropping under the bar, point, press away for a 10. Feeling this through the calves. 7 more. The burn's going to creep up quick. Last 3, 2, 1. Foot comes to the bar, and you can just kind of pedal the feet here to get a nice stretch through each side. Shake out that left foot if you need to. And then right foot is on the bar, left leg in tabletop, just starting with some single leg presses. Left leg staying in tabletop. And then when you're ready, reaching that left leg over the bar, doing about 10 of these. Two more. You know what's next. On this last one, you press, you hold, reach left leg up, you flex the foot, and you point for a 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet come to the bar, dropping both underneath, pedaling the feet a little bit. And then bending the knees to come on down. We are going to finish off with feet in straps. So you can go as heavy or as light as you want for this. 2 red springs will be heavy. A blue and a red will be more of that average spring setting. I'm going to stick to 2 heavy springs actually. So I'm going to stay on 2 red springs, but I'm going to bring my straps around my shoulder rests. Please feel free to drop down to a lighter spring if you want. I'm going to bring my headrest up as well. So feet in straps, straight around the arches. We're going to start with knees bent. And you're just going to straighten and bend. With control. So feet are staying parallel, knee step over the hips, and pressing along like you're standing in the straps. Really focusing on what's happening through the abdomen, what's happening at your pelvis and your hips. It's nice to place your hands over those hip bones or over the pubic bone and the hip bones just to make sure everything's staying stable and in line. So I'm going to continue with this same motion, but bringing heels together, toes apart. Keeping those heels together the whole time. As always, quality over quantity. Smaller range of motion with good form versus bigger movements that get sloppy. Good. Now I'm going to bring my big toes together, heels apart, and press away. So this one always tends to feel awkward, but you want those big toes touching or internally rotated. Your knees will come together and apart kind of awkwardly, but just do your best. I like to make sure we work all rotations of the hip joint. Some of us might have better external rotation, some of us might have better internal rotation. Do a few more like this. And then feet come back parallel, be going into arcs. Pressing the legs down, and when you press down, you want to be pressing from back of the thigh under the bum. We want this neutral spine to stay still. We don't want the bum lifting, and we don't want the ribs arching and lifting. So controlling the range of motion so you can keep all those other elements and postures as perfect as possible. Adjusting range of motion if you feel like your bum is lifting. And if you feel any strain at the back of the knees, add that little micro bend. Keeping your breath moving. And then we're going to move into circles. So arc the legs down, out, and around. Keep that bum heavy. and then reversing, coming out first, down and around. And then legs come up. We're just going to go into a hamstring stretch. So using the straps to kind of help you out here. If you feel comfortable lifting your bum, if that doesn't hurt your back, you're welcome to. But try and keep that tailbone heavy. You can pedal the knees, or you can just hold your legs into that nice hamstring stretch. You can come into a happy baby, or like a Peter Pan stretch here. Trying to keep both sides of the hips and pelvis grounded. Giving your body what it needs here. And then coming into a nice butterfly stretch and just focusing on your breath here. And I just want to thank you for joining me again for another Reformer workout. My goal is to bring you a new workout or new Pilates workout, whether it's mat or Reformer, once a week. And if you have any suggestions, questions, or suggestions, please feel free to add them to the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.